Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. I hope you're doing well tonight. I'm using this camera. Let's move this over a little bit. Oh, hey, back to the old cam, back to the olden days. Hey, we're going to do a quick stream tonight with some live coding, try to figure some stuff up. What am I web scraping? Let's figure that out right here, right now. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Don't have anything set up the way it should be, but we're just going to roll with it. Oh, that's not right. Here we go. There we are. Maybe this one's better. Okay, so here's my chat. Here's my terminal. Let's load up into my repos, Twitch stream projects. Is it there? Oh, wait, repos. There we go. Twitch stream projects. Let's make a new directory called band member graph. I don't know. And then we'll kind of activate Kaggle 2023 and I'll open up Jupyter Lab here. And I want to show you guys what I'm thinking about doing tonight. What's going on? Josh says, not much. How are you doing tonight? Please give us a video on Transformers. I've been thinking about it. I got to understand them better in order to explain them better. But maybe that'll be motivation. So I was listening to an interview recently with someone who was in a band, and I happened to go onto the Wikipedia page, and I'm just going to go to a band, Nirvana, as an example. And I've noticed this a lot. Of musical groups that have band members on Wikipedia have this sort of same setup where it'll actually render this sort of an image of the band members. In doing machine learning course, what do you practice everything? Albert, thank you for the chatting. Any more NLP video coming up? Maybe. Any request that you put here, it'll sway me towards making a video on that topic. So, but right now we're looking at this stuff. This is just Wikipedia data, right? So these are the band members from this band and the years they were in the band. But this rendered image down here actually uses a specific template. It uses this template where you have this sidebar timeline, title, and then these years, color, and members. Now I haven't delved into this much, but I was looking at this band Nirvana's timeline to try to understand how it works and how we could potentially scrape it for a bunch of different bands and see what sort of overlap there is. By the way, what's going on with Twitch? Is my Twitch stream going? Yeah. Hey, Rob. What up, Rob? Hello, Rob. Yes. Some people are stuck on the Titanic data set. Let's go here to make sure I'm seeing my other window shows there's one viewer. Or maybe there is only one viewer. Okay. It's cool. That's fine. Close all these windows. Okay, so let's bring it back up. This is the source code for the Nirvana site, right? And I'm trying to figure out how we can scrape this for a bunch of different bands. So maybe one of the first things we can do is just go to this Jupyter session, create a new notebook in here, and see if we can scrape it. So if we go to here, if we import requests, scrape a band's Wikipedia timeline. Member How did I change my Jupyter theme? I installed the dark theme, and then you go here into the drop down, and you can change to different things like Solarized Dark, and that's what I have installed. I have a whole video on YouTube that you could check out on my Jupyter setup. I know there's a Wikipedia package, which I might already have installed. Let's see if I have it installed. Let's import. Let me know if this is big enough for you guys to see. Import Wikipedia. Oh, it's not installed. So let's go to my content environment. And pip install this. Blue screen is bad for the eyes. Is this blue? Is this bad for me? All right, let's see if this works. I personally would use Selectolax. Let's see what that looks like. What is this theme? Oh, Selectolax is HTML5 parser with CSS selectors. Okay, so should I try this out? So this will parse the HTML. Let's look at the Wikipedia. The Wikipedia package first and just see what comes up if yeah, this is an old one. You could tell because it's using Python 2 stuff. But just to see what it'll do. If I do summary on Nirvana, it'll just give me the summary. Just the top part. If I do .page, then it gives me this page, and then I have to do like .title on this. What is it? .content will give me everything. And let's see if there's... Oh, this is not the band though. Nirvana band. There we go. What we want from here is the timeline. So this has content. I can set the length, and then I can also make it to give me a summary. But let's use Selectolax like has been suggested. So let's pip install this. Selectolax. It's an alternative to Beautiful Soup. Okay. Well, I like to learn new things, so let's check it out. From Selectolax parser. So let's see if there's a Selectolax Wikipedia example. So they have this HTML parser. Is that like the main part of it? It looks like this is the main thing. Detect encoding, use meta. Okay, so from Selectolax parser, import HTML parser. And if I get this URL, right, then I could at least use a Wikipedia to give me the URL. So I still need to pull the URL, because this is just going to parse HTML. So if I do requests dot get my URL, then I have a response, and my response is going to have, what is it going to have? Let's check it out. Requests. All right, so we have a response status code, which is 200. But we want to parse this. Okay, so there's content in here. All right, this is the HTML. So we're basically pulling this URL. We're using Wikipedia to give us to search the URL for the band Nirvana. We're getting the response using the requests package, and then we're going to use selectolax to actually give us the to parse this HTML. So HTML parser, let's give it this HTML. And what other parameters can we give it? Looks like that's mainly it. Should we call this, they like to call it the tree. Then from this tree, how would we get to, all right, so this would just be the title, the text in the title. CSS first. Bad CSS selectors. CSS. All right, so I searched for test and nothing came back, right? Hello, do you mind if I ask you a question that I'm having some challenges with the Formula 1 data set from Kaggle? I don't really know that data set, but you can ask a question. Right. Once you get the request, you get the text attribute for it and use that to create a tree. You can isolate nodes by CSS class. So I don't know that much about CSS. How do I get to then this timeline? Can I search for timeline? Node span. I don't know what that means. I'm just searching blindly here. Any CSS matches. Let's go to the source of this page. Because I can see it here. This is sort of what I want to get. So pull Wikipedia source in Python. All right, so this is just saying to use a Wikipedia package. That's not what I want. Is there a way to get the source from this? Source. Categories. Oh, these are subcategories that are in it. Content. Images. Original title. Page ID. Summary. I want to start learning DS. Should I start with math or Python? A little bit of both. Sprinkle in one of each. Maybe sections? Section. This is a method. So this would be members, or I guess it's called timeline. Nope, nothing of that title. See here, it has a tag. It has a hashtag tag timeline. And there's a standard for Wikipedia timeline. Yeah, this is what I was looking up before. Sidebar timeline. Basic usage for bands. Oops, I don't want to edit this. Timeline wrapper? What does that mean, Vinny? Basically, I want my target as an array like racer. This, where racer is part of the features, but I want to get what position he qualified. I got into the race and how many points he won in that race. Sounds like you're going to have to do some data wrangling. Do you recommend any math specifically? I'd imagine statistics and linear algebra. Yeah, definitely take an intro to statistics course or read a good book on it. And linear algebra, you got the two main ones. See, this is looking for .post. Oh, so I need to like I need to understand this. See, this is like just the raw data that I want to be able to parse. The timeline, here it gives the colors, background colors, line data. So then it's showing where things started and changed. I could basically make this into a data frame. I could write the code to do that. Maybe that would be a better use of our time. Like, how do we take this timeline? Try Micro Masters from edX, offered by MIT. Yeah, that sounds like a good one. Admittedly, I'm on mobile, so you can't be 100% helpful. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. So if this is our format that we have, and this is just a string. Let's say we're able to extract this. It's basically like a dictionary, except without sort of. So we basically have to make a parser, I think, for this. We have to parse each line. It's not going to be an easy way to do this. Because then it gives each bar a name, a start and an end. What is this? A start and an end, and then this is the color. Start and an end. But this doesn't actually give us a start and an end date. So let's see how this actually looks when it's rendered. right? Because he's start and end from the beginning to the very end. So how does it know even to set that? Get what I'm saying? Maybe that's because it's set up here. Period. Yeah, so they have a from and a till. This is cool. Oh, they also tell us the date format because it could be different. Parsing Wikipedia timeline. Yeah, it's just going to give us the Wikipedia page for parsing with Python. Don't support. We're not going to support. It's saying to use beautiful soup. We know that we could do this. Find all P, get text. This will just give us this text. It's almost like I want to make these into little sub data frames. What do you guys think? Isn't that timeline is an image? The source said it is a PNG file. Yeah, I guess they take this and there's something that renders this. Like, it would be cool if someone knows how to figure that out. Like, how was this rendered from that? But I've seen this on a lot of band websites. Like, name a band. Name any band. Let's look up, like, Wikipedia. Actually, at the bottom here, it has list of alternative rock artists. So let's go into this list. American Hot Dog? Is that actually a band? All right, Arctic Monkeys. But I think they mainly show it for bands where they have a lot of change in their lineups. But look, they even have it for this band, for Arctic Monkeys. Even though most of the members have been members throughout their whole duration that they've been. But there's still this timeline. Now if we go to the edit view, and we look at this band's timeline, we see it has this tag of timeline. It gives us the formatting and all this stuff. Did you say it said PNG somewhere? Because I don't see that. Okay, so timeline. So basically I want to figure out how to parse this. And they have the main band timeline and then the touring timeline. And that would be cool to see what artists, because then you could form an actual graph to show all the relationships between bands. If there are some bands might just be out there on their own, right? Turnover, Fleetwood Mac. That's a good one. I could look that one up. Hey man, I found your tutorials on Spark and time series forecast. Your recent PhD grad in data science. Most of your work is in ML healthcare. We're dealing with clinical data. Looking forward to attending more of your streams. For viewers, I'm looking for data science roles. Okay, nice. Someone needs to hire Hermit Monk. Thanks for writing the message, though. That's nice. I'm glad you found the videos helpful. I don't know how helpful I'm going to be tonight, but we're going to try to look into this stuff. See if we can find something helpful. Easy timeline syntax. No. See, all this data on Wikipedia is so valuable, but how do we actually get it to be usable? Okay, so let's just say I was able to parse this. So we write a file. And this is going to be called bar.txt, and it will have all of this data. And then we just use pandas to read that as if it was a CSV. We need to import pandas. And let's make the separator just any space, I guess. Now we've kind of parsed this first and last name. I wonder how it works if there's multiple last names. Like this would not work with that. We kind of just need to parse it correctly, but we're just brainstorming here. So header is none, I believe. And now we have bars. Right? And then we're going to let's write a file called plot data. And that's going to have this. Why is it giving me a hard time? Oh, I need a double magic. And then we're going to read this in with the same separator. And the header is none. Expected certain number of fields in line 2 and saw a different number than expected. I think that's because of this line being missed. But we could also do low memory equals false. Or I think we can make it not raise if there's an error. Parser error. Suppress parser errors. Pandas. On bad lines, skip. Or error bad lines equals false. I guess that's an older version. On bad lines, let's say skip. In line 2, saw 21. So it's complaining about here. This is going to skip most of the lines. That's no good. I guess it didn't skip that many. It's just having a real hard time parsing. But we could see that this is the bar column. And it should match up with this column in the bars data. So basically 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the end. And this 7 is just the color. And 8 is just the width. All right. So this is our data subset. We're going to name the columns. Is the bar, start. I don't think we want the 4th column. I don't know if this is useful at all. All right, so stop here. Rammstein. Oh, I could look that up. From the HTML source, that section is a div tag and inside an image tag to the image of the chart. Oh, it'd be cool to download all the images too. So do you know the tag? The Hungman. Nice name. Can you tell me the div name of this so I could actually parse it from here? That's your job right now. Hey guys, what's going on? Just arrived. We're trying to look at Wikipedia pages for bands that have these type of image data. This these images, which are rendered from timeline data of who was in the band, when they started, when they ended, and also what instruments they played. And I want to figure out if I could somehow actually scrape this data so that we have some sort of database, master database of all of the different members of different bands and when they were members. And if there are some guys who are in like multiple, or guys or girls who are in multiple different bands, it would be cool to kind of figure that out. But the homework assignment I have for people watching is to figure out for me how to get the section within this tree that would pull out for any band's website their timeline data. That's what I want to pull out, the timeline data. And someone said that there's a tag in there for timeline. I could see it here. Hashtag tag. So what do I do? Do I just do this? You guys tell me. Because this actually has this tree. Oh, geez. CSS. Should I just do this? Bad CSS selectors. That returns nothing. This returns nothing. So we need to figure that out. Scrape the data. You need to crawl the edit page of the band. On the basic page, you'll only be able to scrape the PNG. Okay, so I have to actually go into in order to see this one, I had to go into the edit page. So you're saying if I actually change this URL to be the edit page, now I'm pulling from the Arctic Monkeys edit page. Let's comment that out. Now the tree, the thing is that tree has, now this HTML has basically this field, this whole box. How do I get the data that's in here? How do I get the data that's inside of there? Right? If I just go to raw HTML, it's probably gonna be a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm guessing this has all the main stuff, but not the actual stuff in that field, right? Am I crazy here? Happy Tuesday, Shanty. You can do regex match. See, in here, I don't think it has. Let's see if I can find timeline. What type is this? So I need like a string representation of this. All right, so the text timeline is in this raw HTML. We've gotten that far. Decode. All right, so what is Cap saying? Here's the X path to the text. WP text box. Whoa, what does this do? What does this do? Look for ID equals. So do I do tree CSS? CSS first, detect encoding, input encoding, CSS matches. Nope. Node text area. Ooh, is that something? All right, so this has given us the source editor. We're getting there. We're getting there. What about XPath? What does that mean? What does that mean? Hey Tom, hey Rob, what time is it there? It's hour after you. You're in Colombia. It's 9:10 p.m. It is 10:13 p.m. So maybe we're just off by 3 minutes. Hey Rob, WD or WYD. How you doing? Shoosh. We're trying to figure out how to scrape Wikipedia, and I need you guys to tell me how, because I don't know how. I've gotten this far. So we have an idea, and we're just going all over the place with it. Once I can figure out how to get onto we're going to like the edit site of a band's webpage, because if you're on the band's webpage, you see this rendered, right? But if you go to the edit page and then you go under tags, timeline, then we could get this text, which we could then parse into some sort of like a data, like a tabular format of data for that band. But I need your help. Now inside this text, you have a timeline. What is this? Hermit Monk gave me all this stuff too. Okay, send a web response, parse the HTML. Okay, we've already done all this. Well, not all of it, but some. Find the text area, extract the text. Did you get this from ChatGPT? Did you get this from ChatGPT? You did get it from ChatGPT? I knew it. But how do we know it's... Okay, so let's just try it this way. ChatGPT's way. We do have the URL already. All right, now we have the text area content. Oh, we should just ask ChatGPT to parse this whole thing. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's use it if it's here. How do we use this? How do I get this stupid sidebar? To go away. Okay, so new chat. Let's see if ChatGPT can help us parse this data. So we're almost there. So once we have this, we need the timeline. Where's ChatGPT? Where'd you go? All right. How can I parse text to only take out the part of the text from a Wikipedia source to only pull the timeline portion of the page. The data looks like this, and I'm using Python. An error occurred. All right, we already did this. Timeline div.get text. Okay, so we could use soup to find the thumb t right. Thumb t right? What is this thumb t right? Ah, so much text. So here we did just text area. Is this timeline div gonna work? No. No. LOL, amateur ChatGPT user. Yeah, I'm not great at it. In a way that makes me happy. I'm glad I make you happy. Hola, what's up? We're doing a horrible job of trying to parse this data. Welcome, and thanks for hanging out with us. Let's do this. Let's ask it like this. I have this code that will pull a Wikipedia source text, and I want to parse out just the section containing the timeline. I think I'm just a bad prompter. I'm not good at this. Get the text from the text area content variable. I can use regular expressions. Oh, okay. Let's see if this works. So this regular expression should pull everything after timeline. Re is not imported. And that didn't work. Maybe because it looks like this. Timeline with dashes. Let's say that didn't work. That's great. But the regex didn't pull it correctly. The timeline section header looks like this. And let me just paste all this in. I wonder if the timeline is going to be a different format each time. Tag timeline. You can modify the regular expression pattern to look for the string touring musicians timeline, but I don't. Instead of timeline. Yeah, I guess there it says timeline. Here it has timeline with dashes. Should I just look for anything with timeline without this? Without this? No, that doesn't work. thing with that Wikipedia page editor is wiki text, which is compiled into HTML. Wrong header. Your browser doesn't have the dev tools like right click and inspect. I can right click and inspect, but then what do I do? What do I do? I'm inspecting this. But then within this is just a bunch of like a blob of text, I'm pretty sure. Person turquoise waving. Hello, Mario. You have to use a API to get the wiki text. API parsing wiki text. What is this? What is this? I'm so confused. Sariki, welcome to chat. How's it going? So let's go back here. I did inspect this, but let's look at the timeline. So here it does look like it has the triple quotes and then timeline. Why didn't this regex work for it? Shouldn't it search anywhere in the text area content and find the matching and then give us the result? So it just gives me a... Oh, because it's... Let's see what ChatGPT said after this. It ends with the string bracket bracket. So do we want to find anything? What can you change the regex to find everything within a tag like this? So it always, I think, looks like this. Tag / timeline. And then it ends with these two brackets. If you select it, inspect, you can literally hover over the tags and they'll be selected and you'll know which to add to Beautiful Soup 4. But I think what we're getting at is that if we did it on the main page, the source code to the HTML page will not have the text once you click change Wikipedia turns a wiki text into a picture. Yeah, that's right, Russian Soldier. So I think Russian Soldiers answered what Rocket is saying, which is if I go to the main page and I try to inspect that, it's just an image that's been created. All right, we're trying our new search. Oh, cool. But the thing is, it broke because it found these two brackets afterwards. Let's go to this. So it found these two brackets and it pulled everything in between these brackets. But I want it to keep going until here. This works except for there is a double bracket like this within this tag. And I want it to ignore if there has been a new subtag starting with bracket. So for example, it should pull all of this, the text, and not stop after let's give all of this. I want it to not stop after this for the text below. Does the timeline section end with the triple quotes? Doesn't look like it. Like this is a triple quotes just to give this the title. To account for nested tags, you can modify the regex to use a negative look-ahead assertion that excludes bracket if it follows another bracket. Okay, so let's see if this works. This is pretty impressive. Okay, so we need to replace this. This was our old match. And should we do this flags.all? What did it just do here? It kind of works. I don't know what it ended up doing. It ended up pulling both of the different timelines within here. This first timeline and this second one, but it still stopped after here. You guys see what happened? Timeline section only exists in the Wikipedia editor. I mean, once you leave the editor. Yeah. Depends on the tag. I'm inspecting random wiki pages on Chrome and it can parse the tags with suit fairly common in Python scraping tutorial already on YouTube. Well, I'm not trying. So I'm trying to get this data which doesn't exist on the Wikipedia page. Here's the Wikipedia page. It actually doesn't have anything to inspect. So if I inspect this, it's just going to give me this PNG file, which isn't very helpful for me because I'm not trying to deal with this PNG file. I'm trying to get this raw data, which someone in the chat told me I need to go to the edit page and then parse that. So we figured out how to go into the edit page. So like, let's do the Nirvana URL. And if we take this URL and we have to append it with, actually, I don't know if it would just work to do this. So this is just the normal Nirvana URL. And I think if we did and action edit, no, that doesn't work. So it needs to be like this. There's probably some way that we could automatically switch this, but now we're going to pull the Nirvana Wikipedia source code, not the actual page. And then we see that it does have timeline in there. We're going to use this code to actually pull out the timeline data. See, it does happen to work here. It does happen to work there because this doesn't have double brackets within it that was breaking it. in the other example. What is the thing I'm trying to do? I don't know. Just I'm trying to have fun here. No, we're trying to pull this out and make it into something machine readable. So now that I have this, let's ask ChatGPT to be able to parse this bar data and this plot data. Let's delete all these that we don't want. And let's just give it all of this and ask it to try to parse this. Can you write Python code that will take this text and convert it into a Python dictionary? Maybe that's too much to ask. Yes, you can help with that. No. Stop, ChatGPT. You're just writing it out. No. Can you write the actual Python code that will parse text that looks like this? What the crap is it doing? Why is it saying... What is it? Is it just being crazy? Wait, what is that, please? Is that bar plot data CSS? The bar, so you guys can go to it here. Let me just send it to you guys. Here's the link to the source page of Nirvana. Here's the actual page, Wikipedia page, and the subsection. Prompt it in the third person. What do you mean? It's just doing random stuff with device IDs and descriptions and IP addresses? That doesn't work at all. I need it to be able to parse raw text like this and put it into a dictionary. It's not going to know how to do it. Come on. Here's the Python code to do it. It's not CSS. It's a wiki extensions that converts data into a PNG. It's as confused as much as we are. Rob, what are you getting? Your response is just text. It's not HTML parsable. I know! Vinny! Catch up here. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, what the freak is it doing here? So it is telling me we do have this text up here called timeline selection. So it's going to strip and split in lines. So then we have one. So now this is going to make a... All right, so let's try to see what ChatGPT is trying to do. It took this and it split it. So each line now is its own element of this list. The length of these lines is 81 lines of text. And we're going to try to parse each one. All right, that's a good start. Then we're going to create an empty dictionary where we will put the result. I mean, that makes sense too. Let's put this up here. Once we understand it, we put it up there. Now we're going to go through each lines. Oh, this is smart. And let's just print this key value. So it's going to split on if it has a equal sign into sublists. I like it. And then if it's colors, then it's actually going to do all this crazy stuff. And it breaks. Key value. If key value is colors, then it does this. Else, if key value 0, then key value 1. So that broke when the key value, probably when it's just nothing. Let's just do elif key value 0 equals, then it's going to continue. Let's do if the length of key value equals 1, then it'll continue. All right, so now it was able to parse some of this data. So basically it only worked when did it work? It only worked when there were these equal signs. It doesn't work here because the colors, it starts to split lines. So we could do something like, we could look for when it has colors equals and then start to populate a dictionary for all these colors. We can look for when line data equals is an element and then start to populate the lines. The bar data, yeah, we could do this. We could do this. We don't even need ChatGPT for this. That's how. Add an elif that pukes whatever the variable is that it's erring. But yeah, but then I would need like a try except or something. What do I click? Good morning, 4x GM. Good late evening to you. Hey, Chai Time Data Science. What's up? How's it going? I saw your stream recently. I saw part of it. It looked like you were having a lot of fun. Fun pack, sir. What are you scraping using Scrapey? Wait, what are you saying? Are you scraping using Scrapey? No, we're just scraping. What do I click in the website? Bonnie Plays, what are you trying to do? All right, so let's make this simple. Well, nothing here is simple, but so let's just forget about all this because we actually don't even care about the colors. So we're going to say if line if it contains if it contains if there's a equal in line. So these are like all the starting start of each section, I think. Then we'll start parsing stuff. So if it has that, then we'll do a split here and make this our section. I don't know. Send text to set awk or rig prep or something and be done with it. Okay, tell me how to do that. There are a few elements like colors that should be turned into a dictionary. So I think ChatGPT had the idea, but I don't think I gave it enough of the information. Ah, there's an error. So basically we wanted to parse out the bar data and the plot data. Can you have it parse out the bar data and plot data from this text and put them in dictionaries? All right, so it's actually going to use a regular expression to pull out the bar text and the plot text from here. Okay. That's probably a better way to do it. Okay, let's try this out. So we have our timeline selection here. Text timeline. So our text is actually going to be, here. And then it's also trying to find it in here. Oh, cool. So it wasn't able to find the bar data, but it was able to parse this plot data. If I do make this into a data frame. Oh, wait. This is going to be orient index. Or I can just transpose this. So now we have, this is the band member name, their start date and their end date, and then the color associated with it, which really doesn't matter to us. There's a copy code button for chat. Oh yeah, I need to use that. But this worked for the bar data, but it didn't pull out the plot data. Why didn't it work for the plot data? It did so well in the beginning. No, it pulled from the plot data, but it didn't pull for the bar data. Oh, this just looks for anything that starts with bar and then also has text. Like this, bar text. So why didn't it work? So were there any bar matches? No, there was none. Maybe I just need this to be... Nope. This is good, but it didn't correctly pull the bar data for some reason. Congratulations for your work. Too bad there's no subtitles on the live stream. I'm Brazilian. Oh, sorry, Felipe. Maybe we'll get there soon where there can be live translation. So, wait, so now is it doing it correctly? It's actually pulling out the metadata too. Let's try this example. And let's just rewrite text with the timeline selection name. Error, look behind requires fix with pattern. I get this. Oh, now it's writing out all the data. This seems like a lot of work. Too much. Why is it writing all this text again? I heard that newer versions of ChatGPT will actually have an interpreter. Okay, so it just stopped here. What the crap? And you provide just the code, Python code to extract this data? When you see a line that ends with equal, you should. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good point. I should tell it to say this. Don't print the actual text string. Just show the code. Also, when you see a line that ends with equals, you should create a separate function. You should create a section function to parse that subsection. Isn't it saying ChatGPT can do all this, but fails at the most ridiculous things? I mean, it's kind of failing at this. It's not like it's doing... I'm kind of turning my brain off and just seeing how well it does. And it's entertaining, but it hasn't solved this problem yet. But yeah, it does fail with a lot. It also saved me a lot of time from having to write parsing code. Has it really saved time yet? Not unless it works. If you understand how it works, the results are not that surprising. Yeah, it's kind of like a really good Wikipedia answer if it works. Sorry, not Wikipedia. Stack Overflow. And there's no way this code's going to just work. There's no way. So what is this trying to do? Parse timeline, and it will take this raw text and it just returned nothing. So it didn't find even this. Womp womp. That's a lot of colors. It is kind of cool here how it's actually choosing the function. This is kind of a nice solution to what I was trying to think through a few minutes ago, which was if it determines that the key is a certain thing, it'll just change what the parsing function is. Not quite getting what it's doing here. It's probably just a glob of code that's already out there. That's how I'd write a parser for this. It also simplifies the problem for ChatGPT. Rob, as a data scientist, how important do you think learning Ubuntu instead of Windows, as I am a fresher in college? I mean, you could just be familiar with working in a Linux environment, like in the command line. You don't have to be on a Ubuntu machine. You just need to be able to like SSH into a Linux machine and be comfortable with moving files around and that sort of stuff. Try it out. It fails miserably. What are you saying? Ask it to list the colors without letters. It will fail, but it can slap together code you can fix later. Does OS matter in data science? No, I mean, you're mainly SSHing into like EC2 instances or some sort of Linux machine environment anyways. So the OS that you're running on your local environment is probably less important. But I mean, if you're running that on your local machine, then you're just going to get used to it. I don't know. I think this parsing is just making my head spin a little bit. Maybe that was enough fun for one night. What do you guys think? Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. Yeah, I definitely feel you people in chat who are saying to learn Linux, that if your local files are stored in a Linux environment and then you're going to get comfortable moving those files around, you're going to get comfortable with updating your OS by doing like apt update, installing packages in certain ways. Yeah, there's a lot of upside to doing it. Although I've heard that the Linux within Windows is supposed to be good, like the subsystem, but I've never used it, so I can't speak to how well it works. I seem to only get notified near the end of the stream. Make sure you hit all the bells and whistles on YouTube and on Twitch. So here are a few links if you haven't checked them out already. So here is my YouTube channel. Here, that second link's a better link. Then we also have Twitch, where I stream from time to time. Sometimes more exciting than others. And then we also have a Kaggle competition going on right now. So this is free for anyone to join. And we're giving away 2 GPUs back there. For the first place winner, do you see that 4080? If you join the competition, you have until May 1st. And if you win, you get this. And just by joining, you get a chance to win this bad boy, 3080. So I just sent the link to the competition. The data involved in the competition is this. No, hey, there, this data. You can see on the leaderboard, there are 137 teams already competing, and they're trying to predict my sleep patterns. I've provided 8 years of my health data, and you're trying to predict when I sleep, how much I sleep each night. So it's a very fun competition. You should definitely join. You need to go watch a GTC session in order to be eligible, but other than that, just read all the rules in the page and join. You can still join now. It's totally cool. And you can still be eligible. What else is there? All right, so I have a Twitter that I sometimes use that I'll put here. And where's my thing? What the? And that's it. It's just a little issue with net-related things. I can see your IP network other than one on your machine. What do you mean? It can't? Oh, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so that's it for me tonight. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with me. We had like 80 people in YouTube and 40, 50 some in Twitch tonight. So that's pretty fun. I'll try to be better about having better stuff planned next time, but maybe we can figure out how to parse all this data, or we can just be in an endless loop of asking ChatGPT to do it for us and then it never actually doing it correctly. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.